Hey guys, how is it going today? So today is January 11th and it's 5 in the morning. Yeah, I'm up at pretty weird times as you guys know. So today I want to talk about Ethereum Classic. So the goal is to, what I would recommend is to create a spreadsheet, and the goal is to keep as many coins as you can and keep track of them, right? So if you keep track as many coins as you can, then you can easily figure out when there's a possible breakup. It's basically like, how do I explain it? It's like generating leads, okay? You're generating leads to keep track of these coins so you can weigh the risk and the rewards, and so you can know which coins are going to be worth trading down the road or not. It's like lining up a bunch of leads and then you eventually, close them, right? By making the trade and then taking the chance and taking the risk as well for the possible reward. So what I'm going to be doing is doing a lot of technical analysis on tons of different coins that you guys should probably write down with a paper and pen or create an Excel sheet or something like that. Add it to like a tracker of yours, right? That's what I do. Add it to a tracker of yours so you know that when it's coming close to that time that you're gonna have some good leads to follow up on, right? It's a lot better than just sitting there and waiting for opportunities, right? As a trader, you have to plan far in advance, so when the time comes, you're ready to know exactly when your entry will be and when your exit will be. And Ethereum Classic is going to be one of those coins in a few weeks to a month where it's gonna do like 200% or more, and these are definitely worth looking at and tracking and just constantly following up on. So as the weeks go by, the little brother there, if it's gonna do anything like Ethereum, then it's definitely going to be doing something very soon, and we could come to expect it. Ethereum Classic is of course lagging behind a lot of other coins right now. Ethereum is in the spotlight right now, so we can't really expect Ethereum Classic to get a lot of recognition. So what we see right here is actually a beautiful, beautiful 1, 2, 3 wave in here. I always draw 3 at the lowest point. I'm 4 by a wick. If you guys actually, okay, a lot of people have been asking me, hey, your wave 4 is overlapping wave 1 territory. Yes, you guys are right that it shouldn't overlap. But in the case of a weekly chart or a daily chart, it can overlap by a wick. Those rules are absolutely 100% acceptable, and you can find them quite scattered online. So they're definitely good guidelines. Some are rules, some are more guidelines. This one specifically, I use it more as a guideline, where a wick, guys, this is a flash crash, keep in mind, where it went from $43 to $15. We can hardly count that as well, but if we do count it by a wick, that should be the absolute most. So now we have wave 1 finished, wave 3, and wave 5. This is not a weekly chart, by the way, guys. And if we do our Fibonacci extension, as soon as a bottom started to form here, we'll see the highest point of B and the lowest point here, right? We will automatically assume that wave 1 will be much stronger. So here we know it's going to be on an uptrend, right? And we might have missed the first wave going up, and a lot of people do miss the first wave going up. So what they actually do is they wait for the subwave 1 to form. They wait for the subwave 1 to form once an uptrend is confirmed, and then they'll buy during the wave 2 consolidation's bottom, and then they'll ride the wave 3 up, and then maybe they'll sell at the top of wave 3 or try to catch it, but a lot of people just end up trying to ride it all the way to the 5th wave where the original target was generated. So the original target, guys, is right here, right? We assume that wave 3 is often the longest, but never the shortest. So we assume it's going to be much stronger than wave 1 once an uptrend is confirmed and a steady wave 1 is there, right? So this was around $10, right, when Ethereum started to well, here, yeah, right around there when Ethereum started to, I remember the day, yeah, Ethereum went from like 295, 315-ish to like 450 or something, and then eventually a few days later, this followed suit as well, and it eventually reached the max of like 430, which is about 10% of Ethereum's price, right guys? Around that time. Ethereum was definitely, like right now, it's about a quarter of the price. Or sorry, not a quarter, whatever 33 of 1200 is, right? So right here, it was about 10% of the price only, steadily going up. So I think that it's got a lot of ground to gain right now. Ethereum did what? 300 to, I can't do the math, like 300 to 1200, it's like 400%, right? It's pretty big. It's going to do a lot more than that this year, I think. And I think that Ethereum Classic is going to be one of those coins that follows it. So then the next logical target for wave 5, once this one finishes, right? If this one did basically on the lower end, or basically right in between here, the whole region, then we'll automatically assume that this one here for wave 5 can also hit from a very bullish alt market somewhere up to here as well, right? I'm probably going to guess, I'm going to guess exactly the middle. We're going to guess an exact round number. $60 is a super round number for this hit right here. That seems very rational, in my opinion, okay? Because wave 3 hits a target once again in between 100 and 161.8 fib extension from the original first wave, right? And we would automatically assume that if this right here is the top of wave 3 where we are and it's in the consolidation phase, then we will assume the exact same logic based on just history, right? Is based on history that most likely, and this one will probably have the same intensity in terms of price action upwards. So I think that it will, it could happen very soon, guys, like in April. So this is on a weekly chart. And we also have to keep in mind that there's going to be a long period of consolidation, and we see it on the weekly chart as well, where it's bearishly diverging now, right? So now we have to go zoom in on a lower time frame to see what's going on. So now we see all of this, right? Like the wave 1, this is the A, B, C. Don't be fooled by an uptrend there, right? This is A, B, C. And you see it very clearly on the weekly chart as well. A, B would be ended right there, truncated, and there. So on a daily chart right here, right, we see 5 beautiful waves up. Like, we could not have asked for anything better than that, guys. We had a specific target after wave 1 and 2 was already defined, and we found the bottom there. It was clearly bottoming out, right? Like right around here, clearly bottoming out right there. So people started accumulating, it couldn't get to a higher one. It bottomed out again for a few days, and then Ethereum started to pick up, guys. Bottomed out, and this was a signal right here, okay? I'm going to tell you guys a signal where people started to buy in. First of all, that was a signal, and that was a signal there. This second one right there was the one where people started to buy in, and they just held it. They just held it, and they would have set stop loss right here below, because that's 100% what I would have done. They would have bought right there around, right here, because they bullishly diverged. They would have set a target for at least minimum there, okay? They would have set a stop loss for probably the next swing low right here. That's what they would have done. And then they would have rode it for as long as they could have, and they would have made themselves 215% profit. Yep. So that's using some RSI strategy. Here is where more people entered. Right here, see? Right there. See, this is the second peak that we see. And as soon as people probably saw that and this candle formed, bam, candle picked up. And as soon as people saw this candle right here, right? This candle picked up there. They're on the fence about it. This one here, people wanted it to close above the 55 EMA. And with a successful close, we have liftoff right there with people just buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, right? Consolidation phase, the volume dips down. You can just tell what a consolidation phase is. That's a consolidation phase, right? This is a consolidation phase. Whoops. Consolidation phase, right? And what do you guys think this is right here? Do you guys think that's an uptrend or a consolidation phase? Just based on the volume right here. So you guys just look at the uptrend volume, right, compared to the downtrend consolidation volume. And the moving average is also very indicative of, see how the moving average on the volume, this yellow line right here, it's not that visible. This orange whatever line right there, it's the volume is down ticking. So we're actually on a downtrend right now, but that's not what I'm here for, guys. I'm here to show you a few things. I'm here to show you Bitcoin, and not even Bitcoin is impervious to this, okay? Of a correction. So you guys always have to assume that after every major uptrend, there's a correction of some sort. See, every coin is doing this right now, where it's finding some solid support. Look at this right here, okay? Do you guys see this support that this is forming? This is Bitcoin, by the way. So Bitcoin is actually in very, very, very good shape right now, in my opinion. You guys want to see IOTA? That's what I love, that everything follows a very similar type of pattern. I mean, you guys gotta understand that this is not going to be a pattern. You're not going to get a square pattern, right? You might get a channel like that, but the channel is very short-lived, up to 9 bounces for a 9-wave structure for Elliott wave, right? And you can't just sideways forever. It always eventually does some sort of A, B, C, W, X, Y, Z that can be counted. It's not going to make like a hexagon shape, right? It's going to make some sort of triangle shape that's going to be, you know, depending on, it's going to be different shapes, or different shapes of triangles, you know? So this is IOTA, right? IOTA is wedging too, and upon the breakout, we're going to see some pretty massive numbers, guys. It's going to be pretty nice. So I can't complain about that at all. So right now, every coin is pretty much falling down. Sorry, what were we looking at again? The ETC, that's right. Where is it? It's always hard for me to see it for the USD one. Bitches, here it is. Okay. So, and do you guys remember how I was mentioning Bitcoin did that thing? Bitcoin had the support right in the wedge there. Well, we're going to test out this wedge first, okay? That seems pretty decent to me. This wedge right here. Right? That's not bad at all. Let's see how it looks in a different time frame. Yeah, so that's why like I still think it's gonna end up coming in here, guys. It's gonna end up coming like to the lower zone, because this hasn't really made an A, B, C, D correction yet at all of any sort. Like we have 5 waves going up that we can just count super easily. I'll take it to the lowest point there, you know, 3, lowest point here, and then 5. Like that's just 5 beautiful waves, right? And here, usually we get some sort of ABC type pattern. A, you know, B, C. But a lot of the times, like for a very bullish market, you just end up getting a super strong A because people get liquidated. Flash crashes happen so your A is just so strong down, right? That your B just ends up being something like this over here. Like that, and then your C is not as high, and then you know this ends up forming some sort of pattern like that, for example, that wedges in. We'll see, this goes lower, and you know it goes like that, and a lot of the times the ABC is not sufficient, especially for a really strong bullish market sentiment uptrend, right? So it ends up correcting even further into some sort of A, B, C, D, E pattern like that. Like recently, that's what it's been doing a lot, tons of the time. And sometimes, you know, this E, it fails, right? It fails, and then you know we don't end up calling it that. Instead, So if it ends up going down here and this triangle doesn't really hold too much and it ends up making like a channel instead, right? A channel, or if it doesn't even hold to a symmetric triangle like an A, B, C, D, E like that, or sorry, descending triangle, and it ends up becoming like a wedge or something like that in there, then a lot of the times we can actually call it like a WXY type structure. WX and then Y like that. Or sorry, this one will be in here like that. And then this ends up becoming, you get an A, B, C, right? Like that in there. And then you get an attempt to go up there, and then you get another A, B, C type correction that goes down to the Y. And here, they call it a double Elliott wave combo. Right here, double Elliott wave combo. And there's also triple Elliott wave combos as well, right? So we can only deduce what we see right now. We can't make predictions, like big predictions, because we don't know really much yet, right? And the goal of a trader is to be well informed, to have a list of good coins that they're tracking over time, where they can make good money on it, and also to know where each coin is in the market cycle. So right now, this is where we are. We're in a correction, right? If we look on the daily just got basically a triple top, 1, 2, 3 there. The histogram itself, the MACD, or it's the moving average lines themselves in the MACD, it can't really get any higher than that, right? It's bullishly diverging on the 4-hour chart right now on Ethereum Classic. Just crossed over, right? And it's just straight down right now. And here, this is what I would think is happening, right? This is the A, B, C, D, E correction happening. A, the B, this is going to be the C, and this is going to be the D, and that's going to be the E. That's all I can guess for now. But what I can tell you guys is that once this pattern forms, we're not going to use that point there. We're going to use this point over here, right there. I mean, some might even argue and say, hey, I might bring my line and across this one over here, just like that, right? Actually, no, this one seems the best, right? This one seems the absolute best. I can't see any other way to do it. I mean, this one is a really good way. But another one, some people might argue and say is, hey, it's descending like that, right? Well, this is still pretty good. It's still wedged, right? I'm just going to lead some of the lines so you guys can see it, what I'm talking about. We're taking wick to wick, right? Or body to body, rather. And here, it's still making a symmetric triangle, which is really good, rather than making like a channel down right now. So we're just waiting to see what's going to break, right? But here, as we can clearly see, around here, it does make a support line first, right? Around this region right here. It does make a support line, just based on what we see, using this point and this point right there. Now, what I'm waiting for is just waiting to see, guys, is it going to bounce? So I've got a lot of plays coming up. So these are some of the plays that you guys have to consider as well, right? Because it's not just arbitrarily buying into strength. Is it going to bounce off of this line right here? Like this, this line right here that I'm drawing. Is it going to bounce off of this line? And is that going to be my buy zone? If it does, awesome. I will be buying along this line, guys. Hey, where did my stuff go on the other side? Oh, this happens sometimes. I got to reset the page. Give me a second here. Ripple's in a tank right now. It's in a tear. Someone said to me today, "Oh, I took your your trade advice and I got stopped out." I'm like, you know what? A target is just a general guideline. Like, how do you get stopped out? It went down to $1.61. Okay. It literally went down to $1.61, and we didn't get stopped out, first of all, and then the buy zone was between $1.70 and $1.90 ish, right? You could have bought like around, and I even tweeted that if it falls to 170-ish, I'm gonna double up on my position, which I did, right? And then it literally skyrocketed to $2.05, which is like 20%, 25% that it went up, guys. So it just makes me wonder, like, you had a chance to take up to a 25% gain there, okay? The $2.35 was a general target. And right now, guys, like, we're not even getting stopped out right now, right? It only hit 264 right now. I know, like earlier that we got stopped out while I was sleeping, like around the 250 ranges, right? But you guys seriously, you guys like gotta manage your positions, right? I mean, you gotta do the Elliott wave count and realize that the bottom is almost so near already. So you got that big decision to make. You want to get stopped out, or do you want to add more to your position? And me, I added more to my position because I felt we were really close to the bottom already at the 170, and then I ended up averaging my price out to something ridiculously good because I laddered 3 different buys or 4, and I think I got like 172.5 or something because I picked up somehow 162.5 as well. And yeah, so I ended up closing my position, like I tweeted it when I closed it, I think 199. So it was like, okay, pretty happy. And then someone tweeted to me that he got stopped out. I'm like, okay, like that's just, you guys got to remember that I am a trader. I am not an investor, guys. I am not going to hold my position for weeks ever, ever, okay? Please remember that all of my calls, whatever you want to call them, like calls, whatever, all of my trading technical analysis that I perform, guys, they're from the perspective of a day trader, possibly even scalping, and a swing trader specifically now, because it's only a holding for a few days, for example. But in this case, I'm doing a TA for a longer term, right? So you guys got to be very cautious of the advice you're taking as well, okay? Because ultimately, it's on us, right? Whether we lose money or make money. So always protect yourselves as well and take people's advice with a grain of salt. So anyways, my page refreshed there. So yeah, we're waiting to see, guys. Is this gonna break? If that breaks here, will it actually make this kind of line, right? Because we have to admit that this is a strong support zone, right? This was just a target that I was telling you guys that we were gonna get earlier. But right now, as we see it, we see no other choice but to see all of this as a support zone, okay? Now, there's 2 ways to look at it, just like on Bitcoin. This is one support zone between 2750 and 30, around this range there, 2750 and 3050. And then you guys always have to consider a secondary support as well, right? A secondary support would be along this range over here. And that's how we have to look at it. So we see 2 different levels of support for the green buy zone, one there and one there. And we also see 2 different levels of support for the trend lines as well. So the first one obviously being this one, because it's using a relevant point of this one and this one here. So guys, one buy zone, assuming that this one carries over, would obviously be right here, right? Right in this buy zone, down in here. Specifically, right here, which I will make a different color. I'm gonna make I'm gonna make it blue. Okay, guys, the specific one right now. I mean, I'll make it dark blue. I'll make it dark blue. Yeah. So the dark blue zone. I'll just move it over now. I don't like that, guys. Make it green. Green is the color of money. So that's kind of the buy zone in there, right? Now, because we're using the first buy zone, this one and this one, with the original trend line here as our first tier 1 of support ranges, right? We're going to see if this holds around here. This holds. And then if it doesn't hold, guys, then sadly, it all goes away, right? And then we break that one, and then we fall to this region over here. But nevertheless, guys, nevertheless, let me explain to you the rationale behind it, right? Nevertheless, whether you buy here or whether you buy here, which is a $4 difference, and yes, that is a big difference, right? the point is, you can always double up if you truly believe it's here, or you can always add more to your position if you feel it's very, very close to the bottom right now. But first, we should probably look at more of the indicators. Right here, it's definitely down. It's on a tear down, put it that way. It's in a channel down for the RSI. Histogram is down ticking still. Here, sure, we'll level off within a few hours. But the big one that matters, guys, is the 4-hour and the daily. The 4-hour and daily right now is not looking good. The daily's about to cross over, see? And a lot of people have been saying, oh yeah, Ethereum Classic, moon, moon, moon. Yeah, it will moon, but you guys gotta really understand that before something can moon like this, it needs to do a massive correction first, because that's just the nature of the game, guys. So I hope that makes sense. I don't know why this keeps disappearing. Ah, so frustrating. I always recommend to people to buy TradingView, but I don't have it myself. I don't need it. I've like really gone through the features, and it's not really much I can make use of on there. So yeah, I gotta draw my trend lines again now for you guys. So once again, this is a buy zone right around here because we're making use of the first tier support range, right? And that's, you know, it could be anywhere between there. I'm just gonna, you guys need to get into the habit of drawing your trend lines yourselves as well, right? Like this, and then just trying to copy it, right? That's how you become a better technical analyst. That's how you read charts better. You just practice and you try to mimic, and then if it makes sense, then you just slowly get it over time. And then if this one doesn't hold, then we're gonna see, try to test this one here. And we don't even want to talk about tier 3 levels of support right now, okay? Because tier 3 levels of support, like if you guys really want to go there, oh yeah, I forgot to even mention something very critical, would be that this right here will act as a guideline for support. So the lowest that we can possibly go is for around this range here, but yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. So I'm going to be very bullish and predict that this is going to be a good buy zone for now if it bounces, say, you know, between $27 to $30, just general guideline, 27 to 30. You guys time your entries yourselves, right? And then if that fails here, then we're gonna have to talk about a different one, like which would be between, you know, could be between 24 to 24 to like $27 or something like that. Yeah. So this one's about 27 to 30, and this one's about, you know, 24 to 27-ish for a buy zone there. But you guys are probably dying to know what this could get up to, right? I think I told you already, didn't I? Because this one struck high, a little bit higher than the one-to-one extension. This one here, we're going to do the exact same thing. So we're literally looking at $60. Yeah, I don't know how else to say it. Maybe 62 on the upper end. Yeah, I want to say I'm gonna extrapolate it later. So this is what I would assume it will do, just based on wave 3 alone. I mean, let's just say it did a 0.786 to a one-to-one extension. Yeah, it's perfect right here, and we'll just not factor in that flash crash, okay? Because that flash crash was a little bit silly. Actually, we'll factor in a quarter of the way, like I mentioned we should. So then if we overlap the zones of the 786 to 1-to-1 ratio, assuming that it can go a little bit shorter than wave 3, but pretty much the same distance as wave 1, and also assuming that it can do an extended fifth wave minimum, right, which would be a 1-to-1, and an extended fifth wave would be slightly higher, we're getting a pretty good zone that overlaps. So yeah, we are absolutely getting a good zone. So minimum target, guys, is honestly, what was it again? Sorry, I'm just trying to get this right here. Oh yeah, I did take about half of it like that. Hold on, I'm confusing myself right now. There's just too many things on here. This one did that range, so this one should do a range of a little bit higher than it and up to $60. That's what I originally had in mind. Yeah, that makes sense. 60 bucks. Minimum target. Yeah, minimum target is target 1 is like, shoot. I'm gonna say target 1 is 46.50. Target 2 is $60. There we go. That's my targets. 46.50, target 1, and target 2, $60. And these are the key moments to look for, right? Like a bounce. But it could happen here. If this was the case that held true, this line held true, that's a good buy zone, right? And possibly that's a good buy zone on the breakout there, right? If this holds true. So you guys need to be watching for this. If that does not hold true, then this one down here, that would be a good buy zone, right? And then we're going to hit it one more time, and then upon a breakout is a good buy zone as well. But this is what's very likely to happen, just like Bitcoin. That will be A, this will be B, that will be C-ish, right? That's why I'm indicating that. C, and then this would be D, and this would be E. And this is why these moments are super critical for you guys to monitor the breakout. But if that does not hold true, guys, then this one will hold true here. This will be A, that will be B, this one we just forget about it, right? And D, and then this becomes a buy zone somewhere in there, right? So these are the two possible cases, guys. I'm sorry to tell you, but those who think that this is going to be on an uptrend, you guys are going to be waiting a long time, okay? Just make sure you don't get liquidated because this is not on an uptrend right now, guys. If anyone can give me one clear sign of an uptrend, then we will talk about it differently. But right now on the daily chart, guys, you need to look at very closely at the volume. Very closely at the volume, which is a dead giveaway, okay? Okay, that obviously with a moving average combined with the trend line, it curves downwards like this. Okay, the volume is slightly declining here. Do you guys remember my Ethereum call? Who remembers my Ethereum call? I called it at 1328, right? Well, it got to 1382, and then I was making a video around 1328, and now Ethereum's at 1162, guys. So yeah, keep in mind that I'm a shorting specialist, right? For scalping. It's my favorite thing to do in the world, shorting. So recognizing the top is definitely one of my fortes that I've been specializing and developing and honing my skills like an Asian ninja samurai, bad driver, amazing mathematics Asian person, you know? So that's the kind of Asian shorter I am. Not that it's short, you know, I'm not saying it's short or anything at all. But I'm just saying that the skills are very thick, that's all, and they're very good. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, like, you guys know what to do, what to keep in mind for, okay? I've gone through it so detailed. If you guys like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you guys gave me a like and you know, subscribe, follow, blah 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 blah. Upvote it on steemit. Yeah, upvote it on steemit. I love it when you guys upvote on steemit because it directly supports me, and I just want to have a lot of steam. It's like one of those like coins that just want to have a lot of and just keep and not do anything with, but just say that I have a lot of, you know, so I can tell people I have a lot of, because one day it might be worth like a gazillion dollars, who knows. And I also have like a cryptocurrency piggy bank for Luna as well. All the funds, it goes towards just emergency stuff for her. You guys know my dog. You're welcome to donate to it if you want to, but do not ever feel obligated. It is not necessary in the least. Just some people want to feel better because, you know, we're giving something back to the community. On that, you have yourselves a great morning, and keep an eye out on Ethereum Classic. I think that there is going to be tons of potential down the road, so just add it to your track list and keep an eye on it. Have yourselves a great morning, guys. Take care now.